You may be seated. Those of you with chairs. I have the honor and privilege, the pleasure to welcome Private Bert Winzer, United States Army retired. I won't say much other than that, and I'll leave him to tell you his story.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Still not on. Yeah, there we go. My name is Bert Winzer, and that's spelled W-I-N-Z-E-R. No royalty connected. I was born in Emmaus. Actually, I was born in Emaw. And I graduated in 1940 from Emmaus High School. I was inducted into the Army December 1942. I was sent to Camp Maxey, Texas, had some basic training. While there, they asked for volunteers for a Canadian-American parachute group. So, like a dumb Dutchman, I volunteered. I was sent to Fort Ethan Allen in Vermont. I did miss the ski training in Montana, but I didn't miss the carrying of 50 pounds of rocks on a 50-mile hike, or the amphibious training before we made the invasion of Kiska, the Aleutian Islands. This is a picture of a troop ship. Those are our bunks. You can see we're kind of crowded. It took us 14 days to go from San Francisco to the Aleutian Islands on one of Kaiser's round-bottom Liberty boats. The capsize degree was 38. We were over to 36 any number of times. We made the invasion of Kiska. Fortunately, the Japs had already left. Excuse me, the Japanese, I'm sorry. We came back to the States, had a couple days furlough, went to Newport News, Virginia, got on a cruise ship that was transformed to a troop ship. That's where these bunks were in. We landed in Casablanca, Africa. We took what they call a 40 or 8, which is 40 men or 8 horses in a railroad car. Took that from Casablanca to Oran. Oran, we boarded the destroyers and different types of ships and shipped to Naples, Italy. Italy is where we started our combat. We took a number of small hills, and then the Americans and the British lost 2,500 men trying to take one mountain. Some of you people may have seen the movie, The Devil's Brigade. Vince Holden, Phil Holden, Vince Edwards, Cliff Robertson. It was where we took the mountain. We threw ropes up a cliff and climbed the ropes and came in behind the Germans. We took the hill and kept it in 6 hours. Once the hill was secured, our commander, Colonel Frederick, sent down the supply for condoms and whiskey. The condoms were used to cover our rifles so that they didn't fill with dirt or water, and it worked out real well. From there, we were pulled back and we went to Anzio. We were there 99 days without a bath or a shower. We used to use our knife, which I have a replica here. We used to use this to shave. This one's so dull you can't even. It was on Anzio where we got our name, the Devil's Brigade. We'd sneak through the lines, and we had stickers or little patches made up like this. That German reading there it is. The worst is yet to come. We'd sneak through, they wouldn't know it, and that's where one of the Germans named us the Devil's Brigade, or the Black Devil. From Anzio, we pulled back a couple days, and then we went on to liberate Rome. We were the first ones in Rome. All right. I want to back up a little bit here. This is the way we used to send our mail home, called the B-mail. This is how we would get it. We'd write the message, and it would come back to the States like that. Unfortunately, the paper doesn't have wings. Once we liberated Rome, we pulled back, and then we made the invasion of southern France. And it was on the French-Italian border that I was wounded. It was an international incident. It was German artillery fired from Italy into France, hit me an American, a Canadian gave me first aid, and a Russian-American Jewish doctor operated on me. And this is the piece of shrapnel that they took out of my shoulder. I'll pass it around. I was in the hospital 10 days and back on the line. It was then that our force could not get replacements anymore. The Canadians and the Americans also. So we were disbanded. I better back up just quite a bit here. When I was in Ethan Allen in Vermont, that's where I got my jump training. That was the most important part of this thing here. The jump training was a platform about 9 foot in the air with a wall and a hole in the wall, and the commander would stand up, hook up, and go. You'd hook your static line for the parachute to a cable inside the plane. And when you were not the plane, the backpack pulls off. Well, on my second jump, the chute didn't open. It's what they call a cigarette. It just flopped behind me. So from the ground, in the loud voice that I'm saying now, they knew who was jumping in what spot. So they yelled, "Winzer, pull your emergency." So I pulled my emergency, and I beat everybody else down. When we made the illusion,